Hey, and welcome back to If Margaritas Could Talk, the podcast where we talk about all things over 40 and unwrap the truth about Christmas too. I'm your host, Tracy Black, and I would like to welcome my co-host, Keira Wilding.
Thank you. I am so happy to be here. So today we are diving into a topic that's guaranteed to bring out the giggles and maybe even a few eye rolls. The best and worst Christmas presents of all times. So grab a margarita or your beverage of choice and let's get started.
I seriously cannot wait. Christmas presents are like a box of chocolates. Sometimes you get the good stuff and other times you just get like kind of weird flavors. Have you ever had a box of chocolates like that? And those are the flavors that you don't want. And like, what do? Do you take a bite and then,
Put it back? Exactly. Well, let's kick off the things with the best presents. Tracy, what's the best present you ever got?
That is easy. When I was a kid, I got a brand new pair of roller skates. This was the 70s, and they were amazing. They were white with that pink fuzzy like pom-pom that was attached to the base of the laces. And I could not wait to get to the rink to try them out. Now, of course, you have to remember it's Christmas, and most of the skate rinks, I guess is what they called them back then, they were only open a few select days. So I couldn't wait till January to get in there and get those skates on. As a young teen, it was a proud feeling to like show up at the skate rink and you're all jazzed up and you can't wait for the, play that funky music, White Boy, to come on, the DJ plays so that you can get in there and you don't have to rent anymore in front of your kids. So that is my favorite childhood, present. Yeah.
Did they have play that funky music back then, Tracy?
I think so. Or it was something of that nature. Yeah.
But those were the classic gifts of the 70s and the 80s, weren't they? Every child's dream to get that Joan Jett cassette tape and the Walkman or your very first Cabbage Patch Kid. I got one. I got a Cabbage Patch Kid when I was little.
Yeah.
But the sheer joy of just waking up Christmas morning to see what Santa got me, those were so exciting. The many thoughtful gifts from my parents, they just knew what to get me. As an adult, I think the best gift I ever got, though, was from my now ex-husband. Can you believe it? He was the best gift giver ever. And this was actually when we separated. It was a falcon ring. I saw it at Thomas Zabo. It was a designer. There was a shop at West Edmonton Mall, and I showed everybody who would actually oblige that this was the ring I wanted. So Christmas morning, and I shared Christmas, my ex and I, for the sake of the kids, we shared Christmases together. So he got me this bicycle, but it held 2 bottles of wine on it. And it was like a little statue thing. And on the front of it, he had zip tied this falcon ring. And I didn't see it at first. So I'm like, oh, this is a nice gift. And then when I saw this falcon ring, oh my God, I cried. I couldn't stop crying. I was like, ugly crying. It was the best gift I ever got. I still wear it proudly today. Yeah.
I don't know. When it sounds so sentimental, but like, way to go, ex-husband. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
I love hearing about some of those moments, which are so like heartfelt. I've known you for 12 years and I've yet to see this ugly face cry. So which I'm sure is still extremely beautiful.
Oh God. You're so kind. You're so kind. Well, only a few people have actually seen that really ugly cry. It's not a pretty sight. So, but let's talk meat and potatoes, like literal meat and potatoes. Christmas dinner. As a child, we had that Christmas dinner with it wasn't just our family. It was our family, friends' family. It was my parents' friends, and their daughter and I were best friends. Their son and my brother were best friends. It was like at least 8 of us every Christmas. I just loved it. It was a ritual. It was routine. It was the best. I loved Christmas dinners.
Nice. So you were like a family?
We were totally eight of us. Sometimes there were 12 of us. It was great.
My experience, nothing like that. Like your Waltons episode. Every year I looked forward to sitting at the table with my grandparents and like somebody was always fighting over the turkey gizzard and like canned cranberries. So I don't think it was either a gift or a curse. And it was something that happened every single year. I was like, is this really what Christmas is like for everybody around the world?
Oh, don't get me wrong. My mother would cut a bitch for that gizzard. But back to gifts. Let's talk about worst gifts you ever got. I honestly don't think I ever got one. Like, maybe because I think that if somebody actually took 2 minutes out of their time to get me something, I'm going to cherish that forever, even if it's useless, ugly, or not my style.
So, Mom, if you're out there listening, you're my kind of person. You're welcome to have the gizzards at my home anytime.
She will take you up on that. But what about you, Tracy? What was your worst gift?
All right. Well, brace yourself. So, unlike your ex-husband, my husband I got this gorgeous pair of like fuzzy socks from Chapters, and I went to, and the funny thing was, which I forgot to mention, he had gotten the same pair for my daughter. So Christmas morning, we're opening up gifts and we're looking at each other, and she gets a pair of fuzzy socks and I get a pair of fuzzy socks. And I went to put them on and I kind of looked at them. My daughter's trying to cram her feet. She's 26 years old trying to cram her feet into these bloody socks. And we are laughing hysterically. And I'm going, what in the God's name has happened here? What did you buy? And then we turn the label over and here they are, child-sized socks. I was not happy, but it gets worse. As a kid, I think one of the worst Christmas presents I ever really got, because my mom thought it would be funny to wrap a bag of potatoes and put them in a box. That's right, folks, a bag of potatoes.
Well, first of all, fuzzy socks. Was that your daughter's gift or your gift?
Both. We both got
both. So you got a pair. So did he at least get you like a book to go with it, or like a nice bottle of wine to sit by the fire? And what's with the bag of potatoes?
I don't know.
But that does remind me. You remember those those Facebook reels where the parents wrap up like the like fruits and vegetables and give them to their 4-year-olds? I saw this one where the parents wrap up this banana. This kid unwraps it and she's going, "It's a banana! I got a banana!" She was so excited about this banana. Oh my God. I think there were avocados too that kids got, and oh God, it was hilarious.
That was definitely not my response. I just looked like, what? The facial expression as a kid, you're not putting it together because the parents think it's a joke and it's funny and haha. But as a kid, what? And your feelings are hurt because you
got a bag of potatoes.
A bag of potatoes.
How old were you?
I must have been like 7 or something ridiculous. I don't even know. But to top it off, over the years, there's probably been more. And it was only then when I realized, even with my husband, that if I didn't send a list with the price, the model, the store, the location of the said item, it would be a guessing game of unknowns, like literally every year.
Oh, could you imagine someone right now, someone in the world, there's 2 ladies in the world right now doing a podcast about their worst gifts we gave them.
Yeah, I think so, because we are always looking at it from our own perspective. And I think that I've thought that a couple times, like, have I been that person that's given that really bad gift where somebody's like, oh, you shouldn't have.
No, you really shouldn't have.
You really shouldn't have. But it's funny because like every bad gift has a silver lining, like this. We're talking about it. They can lead to the best stories. So between you and I took a Facebook poll as well of some of the responses that people had given us. So we asked out in the world, what's the worst and the best Christmas presents you've either given or gotten. And I have to say the worst one that I heard from, actually, which was my dog sitter, she had said somebody told her husband it would be a good joke to put toenail clippings into a box, wrap them up. I'm like, what? So here I'm like thinking these baby socks are the worst gift, but yet here we are. And
no,
I'm like, this tops it. Like, out of all
Toenail
all-time
clip.
gifts I've ever heard, toenail clippings. What the right?
Yeah.
Another one was somebody had a dishwasher size box, and they kept opening more and more boxes, and it kept dwindling down to smaller and smaller and smaller boxes, only to find at the very end was a ring box, thinking that they're getting a ring of some sort. This is a male.
Yeah.
And they open up the box, and there's a peanut, a shelled peanut, like a full shell peanut with a happy face.
One. I hope there was another gift to that. My God, can you imagine? What'd you get for Christmas? A peanut. Like, what?
Talk
Peanut.
about the devastation. I can't even. I thought potatoes were bad. Toenail clippings with peanuts, maybe not.
No, too funny. Well, absolutely. But ultimately, Christmas is about the thought that goes behind that gift, even if that thought is a little questionable. Some poll takers, though, responded with some great ones. How about dried out Nanaimo bars in an otherwise empty tin?
Wow.
I know. That one was funny. Another one was a gift, a pink sweater from Zellers. A friend of mine got a pink sweater from Zellers. If you know this woman, she doesn't like pink. So she took it back to Zellers, got her $14.99 back from the gift, and bought her something that she actually really liked. Oh, and another friend, she was dating this guy at the time, and his mother bought him 2 tickets to a concert. I can't remember the concert was. So my friend's thinking, oh, great, we get to go to this concert that my boyfriend's mother got. But the mother invited another female friend to go with her son to this concert.
What?
Now, it wasn't her gift. It was her boyfriend's gift. But could you imagine? Your boyfriend and his mother gives him 2 gifts and says, oh, but you can take Sally Ann.
I couldn't. What do you say to that? What's your response?
Yeah.
Again, thank you. You really shouldn't.
Honestly, you really, really shouldn't have. Oh my goodness. So those are some of the best and worst gifts ever you received.
I don't know. I think it's true. Like, so listeners that are out there, we are obviously talking about, the best and worst gifts that you've ever received. We would love to have you share your stories with us. You might even just hear them on another episode. It is Christmas and it is holiday time right now. But I will tell you one small story. One thing is, I remember what felt like every single year as a kid. My grandparents always giving me every year, and this is not a joke, not a lie. My grandparents always gave me a long fleece nightgown and that pink, like cheap bubble bath that sort of had that weird smell to it. It was like, it reminded me of some like Avon product. It was bizarre every year. So when I turned, I want to say 13 or 14, I had a closet full of folded fleece long nightgowns, the kind that Laura, what's her name? Laura
Ingalls.
Laura Ingalls used to wear. Thank you. And never wore them, but they were always brand spanking new, folded up in my closet. And one day I said, Gran, like, you have to stop giving these to me. I don't wear them. They're too hot. That was my excuse. I tell you.
My goodness. Oh, you had mentioned the Avon products. That brought me back. The minute you said that, I'm like, my mother sold Avon. So I think I got every single Avon product out there. Everything from soap on a rope, that lip gloss that you would put on and they'd be in the shape of like a cookie or like a crayon maybe or something, and you'd open it up and there'd be like 2 different colors. I got everything Avon made. I got it.
Yeah. So when that Avon catalog came to your house, especially if your mom sold it, so she had everything,
yeah, totally.
Right?
Yep.
And the Avon, my mother didn't sell it, but it would come to the house and she would buy stuff from the Avon lady in the neighborhood. And it was always, you couldn't wait to get that catalog, just like you couldn't wait to get Consumers Distributing. Do you remember? Consumers Distributing?
Yeah.
And the Sears catalog, they always came out right before Christmas. They were left on your doorstep. And as a kid, I mean, I would spend hours just flipping through it and highlighting stuff I wanted for Christmas.
Dog-earing the pages that you wanted. Yes, yes.
Yeah. But, speaking of Avon, are they still like around? I don't know.
Yeah. No, you know what? I think they are.
They are.
But until then, happy holidays, and may your presents forever be in your favor.
Well, that's it for today's episode, folks. Please join us next time for more holiday hilarity. And if you have anything to add, please do, and subscribe and like and all the wonderful things. Thank you all for joining us on this episode of If Margaritas Could Talk. If you love our podcast and want to hear more, please follow, like, and subscribe at ifmargaritascoulдtalk.com. We hope you join us next week because we're going to be talking about all things New Year's Eve and everything fun bit about it and bad bit about it too. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, Tracy.
Bye.